To have the sexy mindset that you are the prize, you do need to know how to develop confidence with women, true confidence with women. Now, I'll admit that the modern dating world sucks for men. In fact, dating modern women actually sucks for men. But it is what it is, so how do you fix it? Whether she's testing you or simply overvaluing herself, you're going to handle it the same way. Never reward bad behavior. In fact, you're going to only intermittently reward good behavior. Why? What's the Wingmam motto? Always leave them wanting more. This is how you teach them to treat you right. But if you're worried that taking a hard line will have them all running for the hills, then sir, this video is for you. Let's look at what you can do to handle modern women, make them want to submit to your charms, and ignite their desire. And no, you don't have to be a chatter Tyrone to get the kind of amazing woman you desire. But how you go about doing it might surprise you. Welcome to Just the Tip. Here's the thing about women. They're going to test you, not necessarily on purpose or consciously, but it's what they do in order to know they can feel safe with you. Unless, of course, they're damaged goods. I can hear you, but Anna, how do I know the difference? Well, I'm glad you asked. You handle the situation, and her reaction tells you if she's worth the time, energy, and effort. I'll provide an example in a moment. But in order to get into the true confident mindset with women, you actually need to start by focusing on you, not women. The more self-assurance you have in yourself, the less you'll be tempted to put up with bad behavior from women, no matter how sexy or alluring she might be. Because you'll know that you have plenty of other options and you won't have FOMO, fear of missing out on that one girl. So here's how to develop true confidence with women so they'll automatically know how to treat you. 1. Become the best version of you for you. Key point, for you. Not for her, not for Ashley, not for Jessica, not for any woman out there. You become the best version of you for you. When you feel good about yourself and you feel high value because you're developing high value traits, then you become high value in high value women's eyes. Women mirror your feelings about you. So you want to focus on improving any area of your life that isn't at your very best. It might be career, it might be health, it might be money, it might be hobbies, it might be friendships, it might be any other kind of self-development where you know you slack a little bit and where you know that if you improve that area, it will improve your life regardless of women. And key point, when you realize, accept, and embrace that life is a struggle for 99% of people, if you can embrace that struggle instead of fighting it, then you can better invest that energy elsewhere. Life ain't easy. Embrace the struggle. Example. You get your ass to the gym and you pump some iron. You're going to feel good. You're going to have feel-good endorphins that are released as you're working out. And eventually, you're going to start to notice the physical effects. You'll notice the feel-good effects pretty quickly. But pretty soon, you're going to start looking in the mirror and going, hey, who's that handsome man? You're going to feel more confident in your body when you're in better shape. That's one of the biggest things you can do for yourself is make sure that you're in as good a shape as you can be without obsessing. Unless you want to obsess, but that's kind of a turn off. But when you start to get your body in shape, you feel better in clothes, you look better in clothes, you carry yourself more confidently, you stand up taller, shoulders back straight, you exude more confidence in the world automatically and naturally. And of course, this allows you to take advantage of supply and demand because when you're one of the fitter guys out there, there's a lot of fatter, not fitter guys out there, then you're going to have a better chance because there's going to be fewer men who are competition to you in that category. So work on becoming the best version of you. 2, know what you want, know what you definitely don't want. In life, for yourself, in a woman, attraction isn't enough. Chemistry isn't enough. Hot, steamy, wah isn't enough. When women start paying attention to you, you need to start paying attention to her personality, her values, her beliefs, her goals. You got to think with this head. She needs to qualify for the best version of you, the one you're working on. Don't settle. Better to be single than to settle. Example, you meet a cute little filly and you go for coffee. But you notice that she's rude to the waitstaff, doesn't say thank you, and acts like an entitled little princess. Does she qualify for you? I certainly hope not. And because you know you have value and you don't want to put up with bad behavior, you call her out on it. You might say something respectfully. There's no need to be rude. Everybody makes mistakes, or they're just doing the best they can. Now, gauge her response. If she says, "Oh, you're right, sorry, lack of sleep, I apologize." Great, okay, we all have bad days. But if she scoffs and makes excuses for herself, well, that's a red flag. So then what do? Because she doesn't qualify and you're not going to waste time on a time waster and you're not going to reward bad behavior, you say to her, assuming she didn't apologize, assuming she didn't say she's had a bad day, "Well, we all have bad days. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day for you." And then you get up because you're going to leave. Why? You don't reward bad behavior. Guaranteed. No man has done that to her before, done that for her before. She might even say, "Where are you going?" So then you say, being rude to serving staff is a major turnoff. You're cute, but that attitude is ugly. Have a nice day. And then you walk away. Bam. Just imagine how good that would feel to do. Yes, you should do that. People don't do that to her. Men don't do that to her because she's relied on her cuteness, but she shouldn't. She should be called out on bad behavior. She should not be rewarded with your continued company. So know what you want and don't want beyond the physical. Number 3, filter, filter, filter. This means you're going to continue to walk away as soon as she shows you who she really is. Key point. Even though modern women have actually been reared into their dysfunctional behavior, that doesn't excuse it. And if you reward that behavior, you're only going to get more of it. If her behavior would land you on a Dr. Phil or Steve Harvey show with everybody shaking their heads, that's a hard pass, my friend. And remember, you don't have to already be that amazing man you're working toward, but you do have to be taking steps toward it. If you're taking steps towards becoming that best version of you, you can have the standards you'd have as that best version of you. Because again, when you analyze her based on your best you, she can feel that, and she will mirror your feelings about you. So when you feel she's under review, she feels she's under review, and she's going to need to try harder to qualify for you. A man with high standards is actually very attractive to a high-value woman. Example, let's say your coffee date really was having a bad day, and you left her, and later on you get a message from her. Maybe she says something like, I thought about what you said, and you're right. It wasn't my best self. I apologize for that, and I'd like to try again. All right, that's a step in the right direction. That's a positive behavior. So maybe she's on probation now. Maybe you even say that. Okay, fair enough, but now you're on probation. Wink. If Dr. Phil or Mr. Harvey thinks, okay, this one might be a keeper, then yeah, she can pass your filter to the next stage of review, whatever that is for you. One good behavior isn't an automatic pass. That's only an automatic pass to the next level. Which brings us to number 4. Accept the process and don't take anything personally. There is going to be rejection. The more options you have, the more confidence in yourself you have, the less it will sting. Now, it's still going to sting and it's going to bruise your ego a little bit, especially if it's somebody that you actually really wanted to get to know. But also keep in mind, you're going to be rejecting women. This is probably something you haven't done a lot of in the past, and that might not feel that great either. Maybe it'll feel great sometimes. At the beginning, you're like, hey, I get to reject them finally. But ultimately, it doesn't feel good to hurt somebody else's feelings. But either way, accept that rejection is just part of the process. Example, let's look back at the coffee date. Let's say she did scoff and she was a princess. and you did have to reject her and ditch her sorry ass. Be gracious about it. Accept it. Or if she got up and left because she was having a little hissy fit, be gracious about it. Accept it. Which brings us to the next most important step, and then I'm going to share exactly which steps you personally should be taking first. Number 5, don't be attached to the outcome. Sometimes this one is the most difficult because we do tend to get invested in what we hope for. But when you overly invest, then she feels that, and it's a turnoff because it lowers your value. She needs to know that you have standards. She needs to know that you're discerning. She needs to know that it's going to take time for you to discern if she's worth your time, energy, and effort. On the other hand, it doesn't mean you should be cold and aloof. If you're too cold and aloof, she's going to assume that you're a player or you're not that interested in her. A high-value woman doesn't stick around to be treated poorly. So it's a delicate balance between showing interest but not smothering her. It's been a while since I've said this, but if you act like a desperate, needy child, she goes into mother mode. Maternal mode is not arousal mode. And the best way to not get overly attached is to continue focusing on becoming the best version of you. That's your priority, your mission, your purpose. And if you focus on nothing else but this one thing, in a matter of weeks or months, you're going to feel like a whole new man. And if you don't know where to start or what to focus on first, then I invite you to get my Wake Up to Love program. It'll show you the very first thing you need to do for yourself based on your personal situation. I designed the process to figure out exactly what you need to do first, second, third, and so on. So the only thing you need to do is actually take action. It takes all the guesswork out so you can focus on becoming your best self. And yes, there are tracking charts and visual printables. However, it is not for men who just want to get laid. If that's your MO, you're not going to be happy with this program because it's a lot of work, both at home and in the real world. I designed it for men who are ready to settle down with an amazing woman without settling. So if you're ready to make some big changes and have some big results, then check it out. Thanks for being here. God bless.